Pip pip cheerio, hello everyone, welcome to my Bolt Talk. On today's edition,
We have a guest.
old Roxy Roo, she decided to jump up and join us today. Wasn't planned or scheduled, but it is what it is. We'll gladly welcome her to the Ball Talk. She's usually here most of the time anyway, sitting on the couch, so.
She's usually asleep.
So, wanted to start off today with if y'all are like these or you have questions or comments, please comment on the bottom of this one in the comment section if you have questions about anything involving this, family, friends, anybody else out there watching this. Feel free to ask anything and everything you want. We're open to talking about anything at all.
Jinx, you want me to cook?
All we got is Pepsi. So today we're gonna start off a little bit. Brittany kind of not pushed me to talk about it, but is encouraging me to talk more about what worries me and I guess fears I'm having with all of this. And one of my biggest fears for me is just not knowing how chemo is going to affect me yet. I'm worried it's going to hit me harder than what I think, or side effects are going to be worse than what they think. But it could go either way. Side effects could be mild. They could be pretty harsh. As Roxy exits the video. Also, most of you know, with COVID and everything surrounding that, this hasn't been a normal cancer journey at all. Brittany
I don't think there is a normal cancer journey, but
true, but
COVID definitely complicates it a lot.
Very much so. Brittany has only been to a couple of the doctor appointments with me, or been even able to even come into the building with me to 2 visits. She'll get to go with me to my first visit with this newer doctor that's going to be doing my chemo regimen, who's a colleague of Dr. Vaughn's, because we weren't able to go to Philly every day to do these treatments. Yeah, this is too much, so we're going here in Cherry Hill. But he's another oncologist that specializes in urological cancers like testicular cancer and prostate cancer and all that, so he's very familiar with my cases. Dr. Vaughn's already reached out to him and discussed with him, and this is a common treatment that he does with his practice. Another fear, I guess you could say, revolving around COVID is just not being able to have a normal support system. Obviously during normal chemo, my white blood cell count is going to be very low, so I'm going to be very increased chance of infection. With COVID adds a whole nother complication to that, but I won't be able to see people. Neither one of us really will be able to. We have to take a lot of extra precautions to make sure that I'm safe during the whole course of this 9-week treatment and after, till my counts come back up. So the girls are going to be stuck with us, which is perfectly fine.
I need a little bit of a break. Thank God for my parents. They live locally, so before he starts chemo, we'll get a little bit of a break, so we're thankful for that. But it's probably going to be a rough 9+ weeks of treatments and doctor's appointments, and I don't know about scans or any of that, but we're going to try to get outside as much as possible. We just can't really socialize with anybody, which is hard, especially, at least for me. I have such a big family. We have get-togethers all the time, and my girls are really close with all their aunts and uncles and stuff, so it's going to be hard on everyone.
And obviously, family, I grew up with, we always had huge, family gatherings a couple times a year. And I was speaking to my grandfather today and was just talking about how me and him both can't wait till we can have a normal family get together again when all this is over, because a lot of my family still hasn't had the opportunity to meet Brittany because of COVID, really. We were planning on trying to go down there before COVID happened and before cancer happened, but they both happened. So here we are.
So I wonder what the triple C is going to be. There's COVID, there's cancer. What's next?
I don't even want to know what the third C
Hopefully
could
nothing.
be. But another fear this kind of weighed, or not kind of, it has weighed heavy on my heart, is not being able to see my daughter before we started chemo. We tried to work it out, and it just kind of fell apart at the last minute. It didn't really happen, which is very unfortunate. I haven't seen her since Christmas. Before COVID, I was supposed to get her for a month in June, but then COVID happened, and me and her mom just agreed that it wasn't really safe for her to travel. And then lo and behold, I have cancer surgery at the beginning of June, and it probably really wouldn't have worked out well anyway. Obviously, God had other plans for a reason, whether that be COVID or whatever it was. He had other plans for us, but we worked through it. She's supporting me. Me and her were talking tonight, and she was just telling me that, you know, Dad, you got this. You don't need to worry about that. So it's comforting, but obviously it's not the same as being able to have a little Addie bug hug that I would love to have right now. So, but what are some of your fears with it? I don't want to take up all the stage.
What? This is about you. It's not about anyone else but you.
It's about us.
Whatever. I don't know. I haven't really put too much thought into it because my mind's just been going, so I haven't really like specifically feared about one thing in general. You know, they say like chemo brain. I don't know how that is going to affect you. I don't know if your mood is gonna change.
My memory's bad enough.
You're not wrong. I don't know. I guess I just fear the unknown at this point, not knowing, you know, where anything really stands. Like, is it done after the treatments, or will there be something else? God forbid. Hopefully there is nothing else. I definitely fear about like losing my income, because right now I'm on leave from work because of all this stuff. But you know, I'm really fighting with my union to try to get to work from home just because of how complicated the situation has become. And so prayers, hopefully that can happen. I don't know. That's really kind of where I'm at.
But to add to this video, we definitely have some good news to add to it. Quit kicking the tripod.
Sorry. I didn't mean to.
We've got a call this afternoon. Let me preface this. I started out this morning by calling my care team on base, Miss Heather, to keep it kind of anonymous, about the issues we were having with sperm banking and where we were kind of a standstill with our insurance on it and everything. And she called back and left me a voicemail and told me, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get with the referral people. I'm going to get with people, and I'm going to get on this today and call you back this afternoon.
And for the record, this has been like a month and a half long process.
So we found out that our insurance is officially going to cover all the retrieval, all the banking, and storage for
36 months.
36 months. So 3 years.
Beyond amazing.
They're going to cover the storage for us. And just the fact that we kept fighting, and a good friend of mine is just reminding me through this whole journey that nobody's going to be a better advocate for me than me. And obviously Brittany's a huge advocate for me and does a lot of talking to the doctors and nurses for me.
I'm really pushy, like in the most polite but sometimes a little unpolite way I have to get answers.
It's the Jersey in her. But it was beyond a blessing to hear that news. We can't even describe how happy we were about that.
There's a chance, because it is related to Austin's illness, that when we go to use it, that I will also be covered. We're not 1,000% sure yet, but it most likely, the way that it's sounding, I will be covered for like IVF treatment and stuff like that if we need to go that route and everything. So that is definitely good to hear, but that obviously isn't a definite yet. We haven't gotten that far.
So that was our good news. We're trying to keep this one a little shorter than the last ones.
Just quick update.
But if you still haven't, or you've been thinking about buying a t-shirt, by all means, we still have some left. So reach out to either one of our Facebooks to see those posts about how to get one or how to get in touch with us about it. Feel free to reach out to either one of us with support messages and prayer messages and anything that you want to do to show your support for us. We're all ears and we appreciate it. And we know God's always listening to prayers for us and listening to our prayers too through this whole journey.
And I also had a kind of cool idea I thought of earlier today. I was thinking that once everyone gets their t-shirts and they're shipped out and, you know, everyone has them, to like take a picture of your shirt with it on and then write like a positive message to Austin, because or just some kind of motivation, even if you're not like close with him, or like if you're a friend of mine and like, you know, you've only met a few times or something, just something positive, because I think that when he's going through his treatments, it's going to be very important to be lifted up, and I think that that'll be something very uplifting for him. And who knows, maybe if we get enough of them, I'll print them all out and make you a scrapbook.
That'd be pretty cool. So like she said, anybody out there, if you've got a picture with me that I may not even know about or something like that, you know, post them up on Facebook and tag me in them or anything like that. We're open to any kind of positive message or anything to keep me entertained. It'll be 4 hours a day, 5 days a week. So definitely pour the positive energy into things.
And I think that we said it last video, but just, you know, in case like you didn't watch it, or, you know, we didn't mention it, I don't remember. Chemo does for certain start on the 24th. It's already scheduled.
24th at around 9 o'clock in the morning is when I actually start. I think the appointment's set for 8:40, but obviously it's a doctor's office, so who knows if everything's gonna run on time. And I'll be there for 4 hours every day, if that hadn't been mentioned, to getting these treatments, because obviously it's a lot of stuff they're going to be pumping in me, so it can't be like, oh cool, an hour long IV and deuce out. It's not it's not how this is going to work. But so that's all we got for now. Until next time, keep watching. Hopefully you're watching.
Bye.